What is up, everyone? Today we're starting off in the garage, which I'm really happy to be. If you guys saw yesterday's video, you would have saw finally hit the first drift event of the season, and I had to take the E36. It was a really weird experience, but it was actually really fun. Drifting a right-hand drive car. Not only that, but the fact that it's a completely different chassis in every single aspect, and definitely was a good time. Had a hard time getting used to it, but got it by the end. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. Today, my main goal is to get the SR20 into the S13. I think it's very doable. The SR is basically almost all set. I painted the accessory brackets earlier, and I started to put the accessories on. Last thing I had to do is put the alternator on, which my alternator is on Don's car. I had to go take it off, put it on, get it all set, throw the belts on, it should be all set. I know my videos have been kind of all over the place lately. I haven't been posting as much as I usually do. Life has just been a little busy. And YouTube does this awesome thing where they like to punish you if you don't post as much as usual, and they turn off people's notifications on them. So if you guys are watching this video, make sure to go up in your corner, I don't know where it is, and turn on the notifications so you guys get the notification that we got a new video going on. To start off, I'm gonna take the alternator off Don's car. We're gonna start getting the engine back together and prepped for when B-Haul gets here so I can just throw it right in. Not stoked. So I got it out, and I gotta figure out how to actually get it out. You know what I mean? And it seems like dropping it was the best option. Got it all cleaned up. Well, as clean as a 30-year-old alternator could look, but we're all set. About to throw it on. Got the new pulley on. It's about to look good. Nice. All right, we got our alternator, our power steering, our water pump, all the belts on. We should be all set. Really stoked. Of course, went with the polished pulleys. One of the last things I have to do is add my OEM oil separator. Now this is like one of my favorite things ever. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. I did get this one repowder coated, but it sits right here, and what it does is it basically is a factory catch can. It honestly works so freaking well with separating the oil from your PCV system that I can't say no to it. It works better than any aftermarket catch can I've used, so I'm gonna use it. So we're gonna put it on right now. It's not the ugliest thing, but I still have to connect the PCV lines, which I cannot find my freaking T that comes off of here somewhere. Where do you think it is, Don? Did you steal it, Don?
We have a different one.
You stole it. Engine is ready to throw on the engine hoist. Then we're gonna do the rear main seal, put the flywheel on, put the clutch on, put the trans on, and then drop it in. Rear main is in, B-Haul is here, and another predicament. I cannot find my new pilot bushing anywhere. I'm going insane, and I'm really upset. But my good friend Ryan happened to order a clutch kit for his 240 like a week ago, and he hasn't done it yet, and he's gonna let me steal it and just replace his to get this done tonight. So we have to go take a trip up to Ryan's house, grab his clutch kit, steal the parts I need from it, and then get back to work. Sound good?
Sounds good. We need definitely need a pilot to get this thing off the ground.
That was a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah. Ryan, thank you for letting me steal your clutch kit. This will get us going. Easy enough.
Back to the shop.
Back to the shop. Ryan saves the day. All right, guys. So this is the KA clutch kit we're gonna do on Ryan's 240 probably this week because it needs to get done. Luckily, the pilot bushing is the exact same thing, and it's just a freaking chunk of brass, nothing more, nothing less. So we're gonna pull this one out right here. We're just gonna yank it out with a puller that Drew has and just shove the new one in. This could be someone going, you shouldn't put a slide hammer to a crank ever, but it takes such little pressure to take this out. I'm not worried about it. See? Douchebag said what?
What would happen if RJ tried to with me?
I can smell you. There she goes.
Y'all want to tell them what's next?
Next, we're going to put a flywheel and a clutch on.
So my SR actually came with a Toyota flywheel, which is insane because it's like a $700 flywheel. Had no idea it came with it, which is pretty cool. I had my buddy JP resurfaced the whole thing so it looks brand new. Right? It looks really good. It does. So easy peasy. And of course we got the new ARP flywheel bolts. Alright, so the ARP Flywheel bolts, they only call for 70 foot-pounds, which is actually pretty little for this application. It comes with assembly lube. All we're going to be putting on is basically where the head contacts the flywheel, so there's no resistance there when we go to torque them.
Yeah, I'm just going to put one on to hold it, and then we'll lube the others and get them in there.
Beautiful. Some guys will probably argue too that I should use red Loctite, but I like blue. Blue does me well. We're going to do a seating pass of 35. And then we're gonna do the torque pass of 70, which is like still bafflingly low.
This bitch.
B-Hall thinks he can do it without holding the crank. Oh wow, B-Hall, look at you. Alright, prep the flywheel, get all that grease, all that B-Hall grease off of it. I usually don't care for unspun clutches, I usually hate them, but realistically that's all they had in stock and I needed it. I thought I needed it quick, but whatever. It was actually the same clutch that LZ is using, so I know he likes it. I've driven his car before and it wasn't too bad, so we should be all set. Pressure plate time. Alright, so of course I'm going to do a smaller pass. These are only 25 foot-pounds, but this takes a lot to seat, so I'm just going to do a pass of 15 and then just jump it up to 25. Should be all set. Time for this thing. One shifty, boy. Oh, B-Hall, you broke it.
Got bolts for this thing? Or are we just gonna zip tie it on?
Nissan way.
It's the 240 way.
Jimmy refuses to label anything.
Yeah, these are it.
Yeah,
It's all the same.
it improves your problem solving skills. Okay?
Does it, Brian?
Yeah, if you just
Does
rely on tape labels, you become reliant on tape labels.
Oh. I heard it.
Tranny is attached. Now I just gotta pull the shifter because it won't fit with it on, so. Gotta get through the subframe.
Jimmy with the offset colors.
I completely forgot about the fact that I had orange motor mounts. God, this is gonna be such an obnoxious engine. I might as well just do like fucking pink pulleys and shit.
That would actually be really
I'm like
funny.
kind of embarrassed, but like, I hope you guys like it.
They look red on. Well,
Maybe.
never mind. They look orange on camera. It's not like a BMW.
Well, there it is. The engine's in.
Woohoo!
The green is quite obnoxious, but it's
No, it looks
different.
good.
You like it?
I like the green a lot.
It's different.
I would like it more if it was darker, but I still think it's very nice.
Yeah, it's good. So the train's all bolted up. That's all set. I still gotta try and tilt the engine a little bit. It's kind of tilted, I think. Which way? This way right now. We gotta tilt it this way. Looks good. I forgot to put the heater hose lines in first, which kind of sucks, but yeah, like that sucks a lot. But whatever.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. It's nothing. So she's in there. I gotta tighten the motor mounts. And I guess we could just start throwing stuff in. There's nothing more to it. I mean, let's just get the radiator and start. You know.
I would love to see a clip of you just throwing the radiator at the engine bay.
That would cost a lot of money. It's about time. That's all I gotta say. All right, guys. So now that we have the engine in, it looks pretty complete. I don't know. Like you see this, and you're like, oh, like what can it be left? We have a lot left. A lot. So I wrote each system on the board, like the main systems of a car when putting one back together, doing a swap or changing anything up. Hopefully I didn't spell anything wrong, and excuse my handwriting. But first we have fuel. Shouldn't be too hard. I didn't really mess with the fuel system too much. Basically, all I have to do is hook up the fuel line to the fuel pressure regulator and just run them all nice and pretty. Easy. Next, give me the coolant. Like I said, didn't change the coolant up too much. Didn't change the coolant up like at all. I gotta find my hoses. I lost one. I don't know where the hell it went. It's driving me insane. And then wire up the fans. Intake and intercool. Or intake and intercooler piping and stuff. Easy peasy. Intercooler piping is kind of a bitch to run, but I'll get that once everything else is squared away because it gets in the way. And then we'll figure out a nice intake to make. But luckily I'm on speed density, so I don't need a MAF in there. Wiring. I still want to go fully through my harness, simplify it more, rewrap it, and integrate my added sensors that I put on, like my speed density sensors. That we'll save for later this week. Drivetrain. Now, by drivetrain I mean like tranny, driveshaft, diff and everything. I have to get my diff in, because I took it out and never put it back in, and then my drive shaft, and that should be all good. I got a one-piece drive shaft, so it's nice and easy. Now exhaust. So my exhaust, I got a new downpipe. Now I got a new downpipe because this one has a flex built into it to put less strain on my exhaust manifold, because it puts a lot of pressure on your turbo, which then puts a lot of pressure on your exhaust manifold and it'll crack. Gonna put that on, and then we also have to take a resonator out of my catback because it drags. So we'll get to that too. Power system. Okay, I messed that up. That's not that. Power. What is this? Steering. Yep. So power steering's almost done. Everything's basically set up. Last thing I have to do is just put in this little drain line, but it's kind of binding up. It's being a bitch, so I gotta figure that out. This line's a little rigid and I don't want the kink, so we gotta play with that. Now brakes. What is happening with the brakes? Nothing much at all. I didn't change them, so I gotta bleed them. Done. Steering. Big one. Didn't change much on there either. I did my rack relocation earlier in a few weeks ago, so that's cool. That's done. Power steering rack's in, all hooked up. Tie rods are in. Now I just have to give myself a self alignment, and that's it. We gotta adjust the coilovers, do all that ride height stuff, and that's later on. And then last, I would say, is interior. Now we spent a lot of time the other day cutting the dash to fit. I got a new dash because my old one was cracked. This one's beautiful. I cut it so it fits the cage tight as all living hell, and I'm super excited with it. I think it came out amazing. I'm really proud of myself with this one. It's still like kind of early for me, so let's see what we can get done right now. All right, let's do the part I was dreading, and that's the diff. Just get the underneath stuff done with, and here it is. If you guys watched my little video on the differential, you guys would see I actually got a new diff for the season, and this is a 4.6 diff, which means my gearing is gonna be brought down a crap ton. So now I'm gonna be able to drift in third. I got this from Adam LZ. The inner gear is actually from an Xterra, I believe, which is actually pretty cool. So the outside shell is completely the same, so it should bolt right in, but definitely gonna be really weird drifting with it this season. This is where a lift would be handy, but the diff is officially in. It took quite a while. It's not hard, but it just takes forever because there's 6 of these on both sides, and then it's just a bitch. So diff is all in. Now we could just kind of like slip the drive shaft in. Now the hard part is gonna be where the hell I put these bolts. Actually really impressed with myself. I just found them, not bad. Luckily, I have a 1-piece drive shaft, which means the drive shaft is literally 1 piece. Factory comes with 2 pieces. It's like split in the middle, uses another U-joint to help. I don't know what the benefit of it. I don't know if there's less road noise or something from the factory, but the 1 piece, it feels a lot more responsive. You could actually like feel the slop of the 2-piece, and they tend to get unbalanced over time. So 1 piece is definitely the wave. I also have an aluminum one, which is nice because it is lighter, and anything that's rotating mass, lighter is definitely key. The only thing that I don't like about the aluminum is it doesn't have as much dampening as steel, so it gets a little bit more of a chatter to it. But it's a drift car. I don't daily it, so I don't really notice it, but something to keep in mind. This end just slips right into the back of the transmission, and then all we have is 4 bolts on the diff, and it's that easy. So I'm gonna clean her up and then throw it right in there. That cleaned up so nicely. Shout out to Brake Clean. All right, so we got the diff in, axles hooked up, drive shaft in, tranny, all that stuff, which means we can, yes, done. What system we're gonna do next, I don't know, but we gotta get to work. There's a lot of work to do. I wanna put this together once. I want to put it together right the first time, so I don't have to keep taking it apart and messing with it all season. I wanna just get it done and just maintain it through the rest of the drift season. Hopefully, that's the goal. So really happy with the progress today. Look at that. It's super weird to see that in there. The green is still kind of throwing me off. I'm used to that, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I guess we'll find out. We got a lot to do. So, that's really it. I hope you guys liked today's video, and I hope you guys have clicked on that notification button so YouTube stops screwing me over, and that's about it. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.